Alrighty, gang, we are back with our brand new cycle of Crash the Titans. So it's a twofer against Peggy Carter and Foster Kitty Pride. So we're gonna look at the fighters that we're facing off against. We're gonna be looking at M.O.D.O.K, and always, as we always do, look at the strategies and techniques that we're gonna use to defeat these characters here. One with me with the voiceover, one without the voiceover. So the one with the voiceover is going to be with Peggy Carter. She's a red, yellow, and blue user. Her red ability costs 9. What it'll deal damage to us. And if there was projectiles on the board, it would ignore those. But I don't think M.O.D.O.K creates projectiles. At least I don't think he does. Um, Her yellow ability is a passive. This is Peggy's AP tax, legendary presence, and what it does, it just makes all of our moves a whole heck of a lot more expensive. So if one of our moves costs 6, it's gonna now cost 10 because it's 5 in yellow. So that will have a +4 to whatever AP that we need, and this will continue on until she's at about 30% of her health remaining. So yeah, that is gonna be annoying for a while. And then finally, her blue ability, do as Peggy says. It costs 11, and what it will do, it will it will stun uh whatever teammates that we have on available. But since this is a one-on-one fight, the stun isn't going to matter. But what does matter is Peggy will create a blue 3-turn countdown tile up to however many allies she has remaining left in the fight. Since this is a one-on-one, it's gonna be one countdown tile, and then when that countdown tile reaches 0, it's gonna deal damage to the target. So we got to deal with countdown tiles. We got to deal with an AP tax. That makes our moves a whole lot more expensive, and we got to deal with a red that's not as powerful as it could be. Thank goodness it's not as powerful as it could be, because some M.O.D.O.Ks who were lesser equipped, they would be having trouble dealing with Peggy. And I forget what all her affiliations are, but know that she's a hero for uh for those who really care. All right, M.O.D.O.K. It's an old big head, blue, black, and red user. We're gonna get into his power set real quick. So his blue ability is a standout ability, Doomsday Plan, and this here costs 7. So what it'll do, it'll place a 6-turn countdown tile on the board. Notice it's going to be fortified at level 5. Now, anytime that we fire off a power, the Doomsday Plan's countdown tile is going to be reduced by 3 levels, or I should say by 3 turns. But if the enemy fires off a power when Doomsday Plan is active, it's going to increase it by 1 turn. So what we want to do is we want to fire off Doomsday Plan and then all of our other abilities so that we can get it down essentially to 1 turn. And then whenever it finally reaches 0, it'll deal just about almost all the damage to Peggy Carter. I think it should be at level 270. Maybe not, but we'll look at it and see. Then again, this is at 325, so again, yours may be higher or lower than where I have mine at. Afterburner is his black ability, and this here costs 6. And what it will do, it will create red tiles it'll create red tiles on the board. It'll convert 6 basic tiles to red. It deals damage to the target, and then the drawback is it'll create two 2 red attack tiles on the board for the enemy team. So, the thing you have to worry about with Afterburner, is those 2 attack tiles. But if those attack tiles are in matchable places, cool. You don't have to worry too much about it. If they're not in matchable places, yeah, it'll start to eat up. Say the more and more you fire off Afterburner. And then finally, a hammer for every nail. This is his red ability that costs 6, and what it'll do 3 various things each time you fire off the power. So if you fire it off the first time, it creates 3 attack tiles on the board. At level 5, it's more stronger. Then when you fire it off again for another 6 AP, it'll fire off 3 rockets that deal whatever listed damage is, and then at higher levels, more damage, and then finally, or not finally, additionally, a needle for every stitch. It'll create 2 countdown tiles, well, 2 turn countdown tiles that deal a modicum amount of damage, and then finally, my favorite name for an ability, a laser, because it literally is a laser, and you deal damage to the target. So his affiliations are villains, technologists, and genius. So M.O.D.O.K is an AIM scientist. So that's just me being a comic book nerd. So how are we gonna deal with Peggy Carter? Well, we're obviously gonna need a ton of blue. We're gonna have to chase after red because we don't want to get punched in the face with her red too much. We want to make sure that whenever she does fire off her red, that we don't have a Doomsday tile or Doomsday Plan tile on the board. If we do, it's gonna increase the turns, but we're gonna fire off all of our abilities as quick as we can to get that Doomsday Plan tile all the way down to 0. As you notice, I have the the aim support on M.O.D.O.K, so his black is going to be a little bit higher than normal as far as match damage goes. As far as boost, well, again, I'm going to roll with team ups because, again, team ups don't really matter. It's neutral boost, and we're going to go from here. So let's see here. Yeah. So if we fire off our Doomsday Plan, and let it reach 0, yeah, it'll probably take Peggy Carter out completely. Alright, now the fun part begins, making matches. Again, doesn't really matter if Peggy makes yellow matches, because again, her yellow is a passive. The one thing that we're worried about really is getting our blue. Match 4s don't really hurt us too bad, but we want to, try and limit the amount of times that she gets red. Cool. That will slightly work for me as we match this team up. Go this way, get a little cascade. Again, either way, I had to match red regardless. We'll go this way, get punched in the face. Only does about 2,800 damage, which, again, for our M.O.D.O.K, then that's acceptable. Now again, we're not firing off any abilities just yet, because again, we need blue. Because again, now we're past Peggy's AP tax. We'll fire off Doomsday Plan, and it doesn't really matter where we selected that because it's gonna be fortified. All right, then we fire off active. We're gonna fire off afterburner twice, or well, once and just downer. Okay, cool, that'll work. Now, now the strategy against Kitty though, we probably don't want to fire off afterburner too much, and I'll explain why when we get to Kitty. Thank you, Alliance, for playing. And now the is a one of the goddesses of a 5-star land. Um, Kitty Pride. She is a yellow, purple, and red user. Her yellow ability is a active and a passive. So for 8 yellow, she will create projectiles on the board. At higher levels, it'll be either more projectiles or more stronger projectiles. But usually we have her yellow at 5. And then if she has at least 4 strike, attack, or projectiles on the board, then at the start of each turn, she'll strengthen them by whatever the listed amount is. So if you notice with Afterburner, our Afterburner will create attack tiles on the board for Kitty. So yeah, we're not gonna be firing Afterburner that much, or if at all. Additionally, her her purple ability is a passive, and this is gonna really hurt us with our Doomsday plan. Fortified tile. So what it does at 5 purple, if there is a special tile on the board, meaning a strike tile, attack tile, protect tile, countdown tile on the board, at least one of those 4 there, the Kitty will create a fortified purple repeater tile. And on the next turn, she'll eat up whatever special tile is on the board randomly, of course. So if you have 2 tiles on the board, if you have an attack tile or a countdown tile, she'll eat up one of the 2 of those there. All right, so it'll convert it to that repeater tile. Now, if there's another strike, attack, protect, or countdown tile on the board, then that power will stay. That repeater tile will stay on the board. But if there is no other special tiles on the board, the ones that I just mentioned, then that repeater tile will destroy itself and then deal damage to us. So yeah, it's really annoying. And then speaking of another annoying ability, is her red ability. So this one here costs 6 AP, and what it does, anytime that Kitty takes damage from an enemy power, she will well, hang on, let me run it back. For 6 red AP, she'll create a red countdown tile. Now, the length of the countdown tile depends upon the level that you have it. Since it's at 5, it's going to be an 8-turn countdown tile. And then anytime that Kitty takes damage from a power, then she'll create some number of attack tiles on the board. At lower levels, it might be 2. I think at level 5, I want to say they might be either. I know they're going to be stronger, but I forget if it's going to be 3 attack tiles, because I never have her red ability at 5. So that's a little insight into those. Is for us in 5-star land with a 5-star Kitty Pride. Her affiliations I know are X-Men and Heroes for sure. If they ever have Excalibur in the game, she's in Excalibur. Blah 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 blah. Now, how do we attack Kitty Pride? Basically, by not firing off any powers. You're like, wait, what? We're gonna down her with match damage slightly. What we're gonna do? We're gonna change the hammer to every nail. We're gonna change that there to level 5. All right. Afterburner, we're not really worried about the damage. We just don't want to create too many attack tiles on the board or have her have too many attack tiles on the board. All right. The additional strategy could be this here. It's like, all right, get enough AP for Doomsday Plan. Uh, then have at least 6 and 12 in black and 12 in red. Fire off Doomsday Plan, fire off your other powers concurrently, and then have your Doomsday Plan countdown tower reach 0, and then boom, drop Kitty like that there. Again, that's the strategy that we're gonna try and shoot for. You know, hey, whatever happens, happens. Again, as I always do, turn off the mic and let my master do the talking. There you go. Say that. Say, again, the strategy was sound and it worked out. Some of 'em. Not much here. Like I said, strategy was sound. It worked out perfectly. Uh, I, again, could I have fine tuned it a little bit more? Yes, sure, we could have. All right, now let's look at partners for M.O.D.O.K and good uses for M.O.D.O.K. As far as the good uses for M.O.D.O.K, a lot of times, if you remember those battles that we have with the puzzle gauntlet where you need to create, you know, red AP on the board, or you need to have, red tiles on the board. Yeah, M.O.D.O.K is pretty much your man. Uh, especially if you don't have an Iron Man Hulkbuster. If you got Hulkbuster, well, hey, you know, you got you pretty much got a nasty amount of red AP. But M.O.D.O.K is probably, your second best bet as far as, you know, getting red tiles on the board, red basic tiles on the board. So now if you want to pair him up with someone, uh, first person that comes to mind that really wants red AP, Shang-Chi. Think about it. Shang-Chi, he wants red tiles on the board so you can easily match him away. M.O.D.O.K for six black can give you those red tiles that you need. You might can cause cascades and have those combo points continue to punch up. Again, that's one option. Um, Another option, believe it or not, would be either the 4-star or the 5-star version of Kitty Pryde. And you're like, wait, what? Think about it. Remember what I said with the 5-star version of Kitty? Her her red, while it's useful, you might want to fire off M.O.D.O.K's red, because again, he creates attack tiles on the board. He might create a couple more attack tiles on the board or whatever. So if you get that plus her yellow ability, those attack tiles and projectiles are getting strengthened. It wasn't too bad. Now, as I was mentioning with the 4-star Kitty Pride, she actually has an ability where she creates a fortified repeater tile that once you start matching away all of your attack tiles or any special tiles that's on the board, you know, she'll do an additional amount of damage. Now, also too, you know, her yellow can put special tile. I mean, put protect tiles on the board. Though you know you might need X-Men members to take full advantage of it, but you know again that's an option there. Say the two of them there, they have a little bit of synergy together. Not much, but it's enough to you know take advantage of those attack tiles. Um, another another red user you might could do, believe it or not, Hawkeye Ronin. Now think about it like this here. Each time whenever you make red matches, well he's gonna create attack tiles on the board. Hmm. Hmm. You want to fire off your red as much as possible with M.O.D.O.K. Hmm. Pair him up with either version of Kitty Pride. Either your attack tiles are going to get buffed, or they're going to inflict more potential damage to the enemy team. So again, there's an option there. Let's see here. I mean, you know, your usual suspects, Karnak, America Chavez. Again, they're gonna do stuff independent of M.O.D.O.K. So you know that it's not really anything that M.O.D.O.K. is gonna bring to the table that they can't already do. Domino X Force. Now, again, she wants black. I mean, she's gonna bring black to the table. You kind of want black with M.O.D.O.K. So again, there you go. Useful option there. Uh, Alternatively, if you want to fire off your Doomsday Plan a whole lot faster, well, you can always use Vulture. Um, you know, you get enough black AP instead of using the afterburner, you can send Vulture Airborne for 2 turns. Now you got enough blue AP for your Doomsday Plan, and then you know, hey, you fire off a couple cheap powers, and boom, there you go. Um, let's see here. If you want to make things a whole lot cheaper, you can go with Shuri with her with her fortified tiles. Again, that's always an option there too. Um, Ultron maybe for the whole self-replication of those attack tiles, though. Really, if you're trying to bring a five star Ultron into a fight with the M.O.D.O.K, you probably don't need any help there. So that's gonna end at least the new cycle of Crash of the Titans. Um, so the one thing that I neglected to explain at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and explain it now. It's like, now how does each cycle work? So remember how I told you that everybody has a different name underneath them, so it'd be M.O.D.O.K. Aim Overlord. All right. So the next character is going to be Prowler Aaron Davis. So we're gonna get all of our A's out of the way. Now, how is it determined that a character is going to be in this cycle of Crash of the Titans? All right. So we're gonna go to our roster, and I should have just filtered it by 4 stars, because so anytime you see a new banner beside somebody, so this one here is new with Abomination, new with Namora, and I want to say, so what's name should be new too? No, okay. What's name isn't new now? Death Op. to anybody that has those new tags by their name, they won't be eligible for Crash of the Titans because they A aren't in tokens, and B they haven't had enough appearances in PvE to warrant them getting into the Crash of the Titans. Now, if Abomination happens to enter tokens before we get to his name, which I have a sneaking suspicion that we probably will. We're going to be using Abomination in this cycle here, Crash of the Titans, as well as Namor. So, giving you a heads up and a little bit of a cheat code already in advance. Yeah, get ready to have those there. Uh, at least to champion status. So at least like when you see it with me, it's gonna be like baby champions. Yo, okay. So yeah, like I said, we'll be having the baby champions at least for quite a few of these here. So there won't be any 370s for some of these here. So yeah, like I was saying, some are gonna be dealt with baby champions. I know I'm repeating myself, but hey, interruptions. What can you do about it? Uh huh. Okay. Okay. So with all these interruptions here, yeah, I think that's pretty much the time to close it. So my promise to you guys is this here: if there is a crash that a character that I have a 270 at or a 370 at, I will try my best to use the lesser equipped version so that those who don't have a particular character champion, or they have them lesser equipped, I'm gonna do it like that there. Now there's some crashes, I'm probably gonna need a 370 at, so again, I do reserve the right to use that there. So that's that. Uh, First characters vault, that's still going on. For 22 days, hey, use one of the characters that that they that they created. With they being Broken Circle Games, Strange Sights is still Strange Sights just ended a little while ago. Fight for Wakanda is going on right now. PvP season will start uh, as of this recording here on a Thursday. So we'll be having some brand new characters up in in our latest Legends. So Immortal She-Hulk and Emma Frost will probably be gone and be replaced by Hitmonkey and our good friend Riri Williams 3.0. And again, as I always say, be excellent to your fellow human beings. I'm going to get up out of here and do some necessary planning for my next few days. So, peace to everybody.